Imagine being on the run with an alien symbiote, constantly hunted by terrifying creatures from another world, while the entire universe's fate hangs on a deadly secret you carry. Welcome to Venom, The Last Dance, where Eddie Brock and his lethal symbiote, Venom, must face off against forces far beyond Earth, all while battling inner demons, intergalactic assassins, and a sinister truth that could destroy everything they hold dear. The story begins in a dingy, dimly lit bar tucked away in Mexico. Here, we find Eddie Brock and Venom lying low, trying to escape the chaos of their recent battle with Carnage. It's a moment of exhaustion and weariness, as Eddie attempts to unwind and mask the gnawing fear in his chest. Headlines plaster Eddie's face across the news, branding him a murderer following the brutal death of Patrick Mulligan. With an arrest warrant hanging over him, Eddie is desperate for a new beginning. It's in this quiet moment of despair that Eddie makes a bold decision. He's headed for New York City. He hopes he can somehow clear his name, even if it means plunging deeper into the unknown. What Eddie doesn't realize is that a new threat has already set its sights on him. Unbeknownst to both Eddie and Venom, they are being tracked by a creature called a xenophage. This alien hunter isn't any ordinary foe. It was designed with one sole purpose: to hunt and consume symbiotes like Venom. Back in the United States, at the secretive government facility known as Area 51, we meet Rex Strickland, a hardened specialist who oversees the facility's symbiote research. Strickland has spent years studying alien life forms, particularly symbiotes that have fallen to Earth, but he still has many questions. The moment he learns of Eddie and Venom's location, he sees an opportunity to capture them separately and unravel the secrets of these mysterious beings. Eddie and Venom hitch a ride on a plane bound for New York, thinking they'll evade the authorities and make it to safety. But their journey is abruptly cut short. The xenophage strikes mid-flight, unleashing chaos as Eddie and Venom plunge from the plane, landing in the open desert below. The two are thrown into a vulnerable position, stripped of their escape plan and left to fend for themselves. It's here, amid the desolate landscape, that Venom confides a secret that shakes Eddie to his core. Venom reveals that they aren't just dealing with any alien but Null, the dark creator of the symbiotes, who is pulling strings from his cosmic prison. Null is a force of pure malice, a godlike entity trapped long ago by his own creations. Venom explains that Null has ordered his xenophages to hunt for the Codex, an artifact hidden deep within Venom's true form. If Null retrieves it, he'll be able to break free and unleash his dark power across the universe. This revelation leaves Eddie horrified. He realizes that they're not just fighting for their survival but for the fate of the universe itself. The burden of this knowledge, combined with their precarious situation, weighs heavily on both Eddie and Venom. As if the situation couldn't get any worse, Strickland and his team catch up to Eddie and Venom in the desert. Strickland's men close in on them, guns drawn, ready to bring them in. Eddie manages to escape with Venom's help, though barely, and the two stumble across a group of wandering hippies who offer them a ride. Despite the bizarre situation, Eddie accepts, grateful for the temporary refuge. Unbeknownst to him, back at Area 51, a revived Patrick Mulligan, now bonded with a symbiote, unveils critical information to Strickland about Null's dark plans and the Codex. Strickland realizes the symbiotes aren't just random parasites but are linked to a much grander, and far more dangerous, cosmic purpose. After a tense journey, Eddie and Venom arrive in Las Vegas, seeking a moment of peace. At a casino, they unexpectedly encounter Mrs. Chen, Eddie's sharp-witted acquaintance from San Francisco. In a humorous twist, Venom persuades Eddie to let him dance with her, sharing a rare moment of levity amid the chaos. However, their peace is short-lived. The xenophage reappears, and this time, the battle is fierce. Just when it seems Eddie and Venom may be overpowered, Strickland's team intervenes, capturing Venom and knocking Eddie unconscious. Eddie wakes up disoriented in the confines of Area 51, where he's put through an intense interrogation. Venom, ever resourceful, manages to escape containment, triggering alarms throughout the base. The xenophage, sensing Venom's release, zeroes in on Area 51, sparking a brutal showdown. Realizing the scale of the threat, Venom makes a desperate decision. He releases other symbiotes held in the lab, which quickly bond with available hosts, forming a last-minute defense against the xenophage. In the midst of the battle, Null's power grows as he opens dimensional rifts, sending more xenophages to retrieve the codex. Eddie and Venom realize that Null's endgame is near and that their only hope lies in an unthinkable choice. To destroy the codex and save the universe, Venom must separate from Eddie. It's a decision that neither of them takes lightly, as Venom knows it could mean his own death. In a heart-wrenching moment, Venom says goodbye to Eddie, then merges with the xenophages, triggering an acidic reaction that neutralizes the deadly creatures. Meanwhile, Strickland, fatally injured, makes a final sacrifice by detonating a series of grenades, bringing the entire facility to ruins. Eddie, barely clinging to consciousness, stumbles out of the crumbling base just as it erupts in flames. He collapses, surrounded by the debris and the remains of what was once Area 51, left to ponder the profound loss of his closest friend and partner. Hours later, Eddie awakens in a hospital room, dazed and recovering. A federal agent informs him of the aftermath, explaining that, thanks to his heroic actions, Eddie's criminal record has been wiped clean. However, the events of Area 51 must remain a tightly guarded secret. Eddie is free, but the weight of the past few days, and the loss of Venom, lingers heavily on him. Eventually, Eddie makes his way to New York City, where he stands overlooking the skyline, lost in memories. He reflects on the journey that has brought him here and the irreplaceable bond he shared with Venom. Even though he's now free, he feels a deep emptiness, haunted by the sacrifices they made and the brutal truth that some secrets are best kept buried. As the credits roll, we cut to a foreboding mid-credits scene. Null, still imprisoned, seethes with rage as he realizes that Venom's death has left the universe vulnerable, hinting that the worst is yet to come. But the story isn't quite over. In a final post-credits twist, we see a lone bartender fleeing the ruins of Area 51. Behind him, a cockroach, crawling across the floor, is visibly infused with a fragment of Venom's symbiote. The implication is clear: Venom's legacy, and his story, might not be over just yet.
Yeah.